I would like to give my introduction. My name is Surendra Rajaura, and I serve as an assistant professor at Kathmandu School of Law, Nepal. It gives me immense pleasure to be a part of this international conference where minds from across the world have come together to share insights, exchange ideas, and collaborate for a better future. So it is a great honor to stand before you today and speak on a topic that touches the very heart of Nepal's development journey. So I'm going to talk about the breaking the cycle, women, poverty, and empowerment in Nepali society. I have limitations over here that I'm talking about the marginalized woman, Dalit woman, and the single mother. Basically, focus on the remote or rural
Hello,
district
hello,
of
doc.
Nepal.
Sorry for the inconvenience. Can you please share your screen?
Uh, uh, I'm so sorry that its unsupported document type has sent. So please, organizer, please share my.
Okay, okay, doc.
Shall I start? So the breaking the cycle, women, poverty, and empowerment uh, in Nepali society. So this topic is very important because it talks about the reality of half of our population, the women of Nepal, and their struggles to live with dignity, equality, and the opportunity. So in every corner of our country, from the hills, mountains to the plains of Tarai, we see women working tirelessly for their families and communities. So it too often their hard work remains invisible, undervalued, and unrewarded. So this is a small attempt to reflect on why this happens, what progress has been made, and what more we can do to bring a real change. So please. So, introduction, that overview of women poverty and empowerment in Nepal society. That's the conceptual background on women's status in Nepal. So, women in Nepal face multifaceted challenges, including limited access to resources, education, and decision-making power, which are deeply rooted in historical and cultural context. So, in Nepal, women make up more than half of the total population, but still many women face poverty, lack of education, and fewer changes in work and decision making. These problems are not new. They came from our history, culture, and the social system, which has often kept women in the background. So, importance of addressing poverty and empowerment, that the addressing the intersection of poverty and women's empowerment is crucial for the sustainable development, as empowered women contribute significantly to economic growth and social stability. So objectives of uh, this presentation aims to highlight the current status of women in Nepal, explore the barrier they face, and discuss effective strategies for empowering them and elevating poverty. So if we talk about the historical background, that traditionally Nepali women were seen mainly as caregivers and homemakers. Their work inside the home is not counted as an economic contribution, even though it was the backbone of the family. So the practice as a patriarchal culture, that means the belief that men should lead and women should follow. That made difficult for women to study, work, or lead, especially in remote areas compared to the urban areas. So, however, things have so slowly changed. Still, many changes so remains. Please slide. So, I have talked about that the historical development. How now? Uh, Now, let's talk about poverty. That in Nepal, poverty affects women more deeply than men. So, what are the main results? What are the main results maybe that causes the women's and poverty in Nepal? That I have found out the basically major 3 points that in the remote areas of Nepal, uh, many girls don't get full education, and women own less land and property. And another one is that they earn less than men for the same work. Basically, on the labor work in the Nepali practices, that women get less wages. So we can we can say that pay gap discrimination over here. So they earn less than men for the same kind of work. Because of this, women face what we call a cycle of poverty. To stop this, we need to focus on education, equal rights, and economic opportunities for women. Next, please. Now, here are some barriers to empowerment. That what are the barriers to stop women from being empowering? So basically, I have point out the three barriers. That is the social barriers, economic barriers, and the education and health barriers. So basically, social barriers that the society still expect a woman to stay at home, take care of their family, and not speak too much. Economic barriers, women get fewer chances for good jobs and often have no money of their own. So, education and health barriers, many remote areas, girls still leave school earlier, marry young, and don't have proper health care. These barriers make empowerment difficult. So, we must break these walls step by step through the awareness, law, and education. Next. So now, to truly understand the empowerment, we must view it through three dimensions. I have present here three dimensions as a political, geographical, and cultural, social dimension. So political dimension, that laws and governments play a vital role. The Constitution of Nepal guarantees the equality, and we now see a significant number of women in local governments due to the inclusive representation policy. So we have now the Lady Prime Minister. That's why. So talking about the geographical dimension, Nepal's diverse geographically means that women's challenges vary widely. A woman in the Tarai faces different barriers than a woman in the mountains and the hilly region. Infrastructure gaps, remoteness, and lack of connectivity make it harder for rural women to access market, healthcare, or education. So talking about the cultural social dimension, that cultural beliefs and traditional gender roles still shape women's lives. From son preference to caste-based exclusion, many traditions through culturally rich have concentrated women's social mobility. So empowerment initiatives, success stories, and strategies that despite the challenges, hope is not lost. So, Nepal has witnessed numerous successful initiatives that have uplifted women both socially and economically. So programs focusing on education, program focusing on microfinance, program focusing on vocational training and entrepreneurship have transformed thousands of lives. So microfinance in particular has been become a lifeline for many women. By providing access to small loans, microfinance institutions and women's cooperative has enabled uh, women to start small business, invest in livestock, for example, apple farms, goat cheese farm, and cotton farm for clothing. These financial tools not only provide the income but also build confidence, decision-making power, and the dignity. So, in this situation, the role of education in breaking the cycle of poverty, that education is the most powerful weapon we can use to break the cycle of poverty. So by education, they know how to modern agriculture. They know how to survive. They know how to market. They know how to live with the dignity. So education is the most powerful weapon that we can use to break the cycle of poverty. So let's me now share a few inspiring the example from our own, so that real life example of women's empowerment in Nepal. So talking about the microfinance group, in many rural districts, women saving and credit cooperatives has enabled members to start small business from tailoring to vegetable farming, allowing them to achieve financial independence. So another one I have already talked is education for girls. So education for girls is school now in practice now school enrollment for girls has significantly increased due to scholarship programs and community campaigns. And the major thing is that the local election have brought thousands of women into politics, giving them leadership roles and voice in local decision making. So this example shows that the challenges are possible when women get the right support. So I have the practice example from the field. So I would like to share number one, agriculture empowerment. Nepal is basically based on the agriculture. Most of the people engage in agriculture. So agriculture empowerment, that many rural women now use modern farming methods like greenhouse and improved seed to growing vegetables and sell them in market. Second one, that is the livestock farming. The livestock farming, women raise goats, cows, pigs, and chickens. They manage dairy farms and small industries. They gives them steady incomes and pride. And I'm going to talk about the most important thing is that is the homestay service. Uh, Nowadays in Nepal, the homestay service is very famous and very uh, in the mountain and village areas. So we know Nepal is the land. So many tourists came to visit Nepal, to visit the mountains, to see the mountains, to see the hills, for trekking. And here are so many rivers, lakes, ponds that tourists came to visit in Nepal. So mountain and village areas, women-run homestay for tourists. They cook local food, share culture, and earn income. These homestays are more than the business. So they are a social movement that empowers women and promotes local culture. So to continue empowering women, we need to work on basically the three areas. Now, day by day it is increased. Women are also empowering. So we have laws, we have policies, and we have the constitution, but strong implementation of laws is lacking. So this is the main areas. Number one, number two, that is the I have already mentioned about the education and skill that provides the woman to live life with dignity, with their own income. So education and skill is so important. And the most number three, that is the social change. Uh, that encourage the social change here. I like to share that the encourage men and boys to support gender equality and promotes respect and share responsibility in home as well as workplace. So empowerment is not about giving charity, it is about giving justice and equal opportunity. uh, this much from my side. Thank you very much. Namaste to